From beyond our dimension, this is the JeffMara Podcast. Here's Jeff.
Hello, everybody, and happy Saturday to you. And if you're on the other side of the planet, happy Sunday to you. It's been a busy week, and it is time to hang out together on the weekend. All right, so before we get started, Saturday night is basically your night. And what I mean by that is it's your time to share. So it's your time. We've got 2 hours for you guys to come and share. If you want to join me, the Zoom link is below in the description. There's 2 ways. You can either click on the link or you can just go to Zoom, click join a meeting, and the room ID and the password are both there. Also there below me, some music, is a link to our merch store, and I think what's there is our new, I see it in the video here because I wanted to check it out. And there is our new mug for this month. I'm going to try to post a monthly mug. Maybe I'll make a t-shirt with it. I don't know. You guys can let me know if I should make a t-shirt too or just mugs. But mugs from my end seem like the most popular items. And it's basically something that, it's what the guests talk about, or a guest said. And then the little JM is the JeffMara symbol. And our very own Penny Sutton designed it for us. So that's this month's. What else we got in there? So also in the description below is a link to our website, JeffMaraPodcast.com. There's a link to my personal Facebook page. You're welcome to friend me, and you'll see my last name is Reynolds. Mara is my beloved wife. The podcast is named after both of us. My last name isn't Mara. There's a link to our, I think we do deliver to Europe, to Fairy Flower, but I don't know. You have to check with that. We have a new merch store, so I don't know I don't know much about them. So we have a cooking channel, a music channel. I think those things are there among our Discord, and there's over 600 people in our Discord. So if you want to join that, it's free. Once you join up, the link is there. So I think we got all that out of the way. We have a bunch of people watching, so let's bring in the first guest, and we already have 3 people waiting, so that's great. And basically I think the basic way that we figured out that is, if you are going to be with us live, then you should be in the chat so we can verify you and make sure you're a real person. Because unfun things have happened before, which many of you know. And so first we got Vicky Gold Ganesh. I don't know what Vicky's going to be up to today. We're about to find out. And Vicky, it was there before I even started. I'm running a little bit late. Vicky's been there for at least 20 minutes. And sometimes when Vicky is here, looks like Vicky is here. Vicky, how are you?
I'm fine. So.
All right, I wasn't sure if you were going to make it or not. Sometimes when I start late, you kind of don't understand what's going on. But for those of you that don't know Vicky is in southern southern India, not England, in Bangalore. Vicky is a UFO contactee and has had his DNA manipulated by the ETs. He now has a Z chromosome, which makes him both male and female. Right? Vicky?
Yeah, and I have a YouTube channel called Wiki Gold Ganesh based on the same theme.
Right. And I've watched one of Vicky's dancing videos, and it was really done well. Some great choreography in there.
Yeah.
So what do you have to share with us this week? And also one last thing. Vicky has had past life regression therapy, and Vicky has found out that in her previous life she was the son of Tsar Nicholas of Russia, the last Tsar before the Bolshevik Revolution.
Yeah.
And that's Tsar Nicholas there, I believe, as a mannequin. And Vicky is a fantastic decorator. I'm not sure I can't remember the word, but what would you call that? Someone who creates clothes. Why can't I remember that word? I used to watch those shows, those reality shows. What do you call a person who makes clothes? Like clothes. I forgot what it's called. Matilda, somebody in this chat will probably remind me.
This is actually the girlfriend of Tsar Nicholas.
And he was also in another last time the girlfriend of Tsar Nicholas, Matilda Keskina. Am I pronouncing that right? Keskina? Kesinska?
Matilda Chensinska.
There we go.
Yeah.
Fashion stylist, clothing designer. I thought there was another word for that. For clothing designer. But you are really good at costumes, Vicky.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
So what do you have to share with us this week?
Yeah, today I'm presenting myself as Matilda Chensinska. She was a ballet dancer during the time of Tsar Nicholas.
Mm-hmm. She was a ballet dancer?
Ballet dancer. Ballet.
What's a ballet dancer?
Ballerina.
Oh,
B-A-L-L-E.
ballerina. She was a ballerina. Okay. Wow.
And she was of the same age as Tsar Nicholas.
She was the lover of Tsar Nicholas?
Yeah, she was the first lover before Alexandra Fyodorovna.
Now, maybe that's why you still have dancing abilities that carry over from your previous life.
No. I am not that lady in my past life. I am his son.
Oh.
I'm just present to this program as his girlfriend. That's all. Just for this program.
Oh, okay. I, for some reason, got confused about that.
Okay. So this is my costume, pink color.
What is that?
Completely pink, to represent pink. I'm completely pink today.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Have you had any new experiences with the ETs since I saw you last?
No, actually, I have had my past life regression in the parallel dimension also. That I was actually talking about that in my last session.
Mm-hmm. Really?
So, yeah, when I visited that past life regressionist last year, she also did a regression for me in the parallel life regression. So I found out to be a model in another Earth, another version of Earth.
You know, the caste system is still alive over there in India, right?
Yeah.
I was with a guest today we were talking about the reptilian aliens. This hasn't been published yet. I just recorded today. And he said that the real reptilian aliens set up the caste system in India. Do you know much about the... Go ahead.
Yeah, but nowadays caste system has been abolished. It's not to that extent as it was in the previous century.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it illegal now to have a caste system in India?
It's not illegal, but the Muslims have overtaken the other religions, I guess, in India.
Mm-hmm. I guess
the Muslims are becoming higher in population compared to the Hindus and Christians.
So are you saying that the caste system was more of a religious system?
Yeah, before in the previous century.
Interesting. Fascinating. I didn't know that.
Mm.
Do you see any evidence of ETs or UFOs within the Hindu religion?
Yeah, in the Hindu religion, in the ancient texts, there is evidence. There is a book called Chariots of God. In
Mm-hmm.
that book, actually, there is a lot of evidence of flying chariots. Also, in epics like Mahabharat, there is evidence of aliens flying vehicles, actually.
Yeah, Chariots of the Gods, I believe, is by Eric von Daniken, right?
Could be. I don't know the author's name. And also, the Lord Shiva is also believed to be an alien because he has his skin color to be blue in color,
Right,
bluish.
right. Shiva?
So, yeah, and also his wife, Meenakshi, she has greenish color skin tone.
But do you think the average Hindu would consider Shiva as an alien?
Maybe few people are of opinion that Shiva is an alien, and also his height is uh, not normal, like above 8 feet. It's yeah, these gods' height is also not normal.
Hmm.
It's normally what we see. They are extraordinary.
Isn't Ganesh one of the Hindu gods?
Yeah, yeah. But he is not perceived to be an alien because his head was the elephant form was actually acquired after uh, it was as a skull transplantation, a head transplantation. It was head transplant.
Hmm. All right. All right. Do you have any
Hmm.
other new things you want to share with us this week?
Yeah, that's what. In my last year's parallel life regression, I discovered to be a model in another version of Earth, and I was there trying to practice. I was trying to perfect skating,
Wow.
but I was not able to do. I'm not able to do that. That is simultaneously happening now.
Hmm. All right. Are you
Mm.
going to dance for us this week?
Yeah, sure.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Let me put on my dance music. All right. I'm ready. Great job. Great job. I
Yeah.
wish you could hear this. Only the crowd can hear this, but there's an applause for you. All right, Vicky. Before I go, what is the name of your YouTube channel? Vicky Gold Ganesh.
Vicky Gold
All
Ganesh.
right, it's Vicky Gold Ganesh. If you guys want to check out, take a look at his YouTube channel, see what you guys think. And I like that fish you got there. It's really nice. Did you make that?
Everything is pink today.
It's
I am
awesome.
representing.
You're representing pink. All right, brother.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I got to run. I've got 2 people waiting on me, but have a great week, and I will see you next week.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. All right, and another big round of applause for Vicky Gold Ganesh. And let's bring in Levin. Levin Silverstone. We remember the name from, I know Levin, but last time we had to verify that it was him, because I think this is his wife's channel or something that he's on. So we'll bring him on. And then we got Bettina next. Before we bring in Bettina, are you in the chat? Can you identify yourself for us in the chat? Bettina. And I don't know if I said it last week, but I don't know if I was thinking about it this morning or some, Top Notch gave us a super thanks. And if I didn't tell you last week, thank you, Top Notch. I couldn't remember. I did? Okay, good. Hello,
hey,
Levin.
brother.
Hello, brother. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. Welcome.
Great. Thank you.
Welcome.
Good to be back.
Welcome back. What kind of fascinating and interesting, amazing information can you share with us this week?
Well, I was wanting to share about the human conditioning.
Okay. The human condition or conditioning? So which one are you saying?
Conditioning.
Ooh, that means we're
Human
being
conditioning.
conditioned.
Mind, mind-related conditioning.
All right.
So, yeah. There is like power for us, like a superpower that is to feel to feel compassion for others and empathy. That's our greatest power, because that can always bring us together.
Mm-hmm.
And that is also our greatest weakness. Why? Because when we are conscious, then that becomes our superpower. But when we are not conscious of our mind, our thoughts, our feelings, emotions, then what happens is, for example, say we are watching a movie, and even if it's like a bad guy in the movie and his family is going through a crisis and we are watching it, so if it's a painful situation for the bad guy's family, we would feel the emotion, even though the person is, according to the movie, is bad. So that makes us feel irrespective of. So our mind doesn't ask us, should I feel, for that person? No, it just, when we see it, our body starts to feel everything. So what happens is that makes us vulnerable when we are unconscious. So that is, the people who set the programming in our world, what they do is they use that and they control us completely. They manipulate us. Everything is manipulated in our world. Everything is a lie. Everything is a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the human drama, like all things happening in the human realm, it's fully manipulated and scripted because of this, that we can easily be, controlled. Imagine, like, that's the news, they keep on, it's projected to us. So if we're not conscious, then we are going to feel all that, and we don't know discernment. So what happens is we believe that, and we fall for it. And it's been like that for so many centuries, thousands and thousands of years. And and to all the systems in our world, I don't want to really sugarcoat anything, because this has to be said, because it's time for us all to wake up. It's time for us to. So the religions, right, all the organized religions in our world, so why, like, the religions are not left out, they are also part of our world. So they are also being controlled and manipulated and used against people, because of the because of our we are vulnerable, because of our capacity to feel, and
Mm-hmm.
so now
So
so
now
what
it's time to
happens?
wake up, you're saying.
Yeah, it's time to really wake up. For example, when we were kids, we used to play a game. Like, like 6, 7 kids will sit in a circle, and then one kid will start to, just whisper in the other kid's ear some information. And what happens is that information will travel around each kid, and it will go back again to the kid who started the information. So then the information the kid said, when it reaches to that person, it's completely changed, and it's the same language, how the meaning changes. So when we take all the organized religions, it's first of all happened many, many thousands of years ago, and it's translated into different language. Same language itself, we have so many confusions. So the truth is already, twisted, and moreover, this all is manipulated at the higher level. So, it's time for us to really wake up, because truth is not something, we have to believe and hold on to, because, for all the people who believe in God, okay, like based on organized religions. So when you believe, how do we first of all believe? Through information. What is God to us? All the memory from my childhood till now about God, and my experience with that idea of God of mine. So all of that is my memory is God to me, my memory about God. But God is not memory. Memory comes from our external world. God is everything. How can that be God? Memory is limited.
Right. Let me ask you a few questions about you personally. You're from are you originally from India?
Yeah, I was born in India.
In northern India or southern India?
Southern India.
Also Bangalore area?
It's below Bangalore. It's the last state. There are two states at the end, and the eastern state.
What is the name of your state?
It's Tamil Nadu.
Tamil Nadu. So when did you come to the U.S.?
I came to the U.S. before 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
2021.
Okay, so what were you raised Hindu, or what religion were you raised?
I was raised Christian, Protestant.
Oh, Christian. Oh, wow. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, Protestant Christian.
Protestant Christian. Is there a large portion of the population that is Protestant down there?
Well, yeah, I mean, different, like Christians, Hindus, Muslims, they are all, more people are there. But the thing is, Hinduism was already there. Christianity and, Islam came later. So, it started to grow, but I don't know the exact, amount, but, more people are there. There's not,
would you say the majority of the population is Hindu though, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Culturally,
I'm not certain, but
culturally, most people are. Would you even say you grew up culturally Hindu?
Well, I don't know exactly culturally how to see like Hinduism. I was completely, Christian, born and raised as Christian, so I was something different than the usual,
Yeah.
There was a difference for sure.
What I kind of mean by that is, let's say Christmas to me is a Christian holiday, and there may be, in this country, there's probably lots of people that don't classify themselves as Christian, but still celebrate it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like a cultural holiday.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And so I was just wondering if you, in India, even if you're not Hindu, is it still culturally things that you may celebrate, like Holi or other holidays?
Holi is mostly a North Indian festival, but now everything has become common. People celebrate everything. They want to celebrate, whatever festivals are available, to add more to life. I would say that, once we really start to celebrate life, then, why one day for one specific thing, But I see what you're saying.
Right. Well, the things that you speak of, to me, definitely aren't Christian teachings. Are you no longer Christian, or what would you classify yourself now as?
Well, I don't classify myself as anything. And when we talk, it's just the language, how we, speak, right? So you say, do you believe that? Do you agree? So I would say that I do not believe at all. I have no beliefs in anything.
Okay. I just wanted to, you come and give great information, but I wanted to learn a little bit more about you personally.
Sure.
I was curious about what you're up to.
So,
you have a lot of great knowledge. Where did you get it from?
So the knowledge comes from actually, Christian religion. I was brought up from there. So there are lots of knowledge that points really to the truth. And also about mind, as I said before, that, we seen some, spiritual teachers. So in one of the main spiritual teachers were J. Krishnamurti. So
J. Krishnamurti?
Krishnamurti. So it's teachings about our mind. So when we really start to see our own mind, observe our mind, it's all the same. It's one human mind. We are in different bodies, but it's one mind. That's all it is. So when we really understand our own mind, then it's like we can connect to anybody because we are all connected through that.
Do you believe that we live in a simulation?
We do believe in a simulation. So there is point A and point B. So the human who sees our world is point A, and whatever the human being sees is point B. So there's distance between them, and there is information projected from our mind to what we are seeing. We are seeing an ocean or a mountain or a tree. It could be anything. We don't actually see it. We project what we know of it. That happens so fast. So that's why we're unconscious. Everything is, as you said before, autoplay. It's an autopilot. So everything is, that's the unconscious world, is the simulation world, and the conscious one is the organic matrix.
I was trying to get this guest on. I haven't been successful yet, but he speaks that in what part of the Bible? But I think he believes that there's a part of the Bible, I can't remember what it was, that he believes that it is talking about the simulation and the end of the simulation. Does that resonate with you at all?
Yeah. Yes. There are all the pointers, which point to the truth and, the end of days. It's, yeah, it says in every religion, it's not only Christianity, other religions also do say the end. Like in Hinduism, there's the, yugas, in which the Kali Yuga is the bad, is the most gruesome and negative, bad and evil will be ruling. And then it comes to an end. Then comes the Satya Yuga, which is the Yuga of truth. So, that's where we are going. So it's the same. Everything is, pointing to the same. But yeah, so let's go back to, what I like about the, condition. So when we were kids, right? So we our parents, when we were like 2 years, 3 years old, they didn't impose any, real rule on us. We were dependent completely on parents. So what they did then is, honestly, really, we don't know. We have to come to that place of humility, that I don't really know. when we come to that place, what happens is that opens our mind to accept without our knowledge and prejudice, to allow the truth to flow. We have to surrender, and it's just you have to give it all for the truth to flow, because it's not part of this our world. So if we are still holding on to a belief or any kind of ideology, then can we be free if we are holding tight to something else?
It's so interesting
So
that you use the word surrender, because so many near-death experiencers right before their demise surrender to it, and
it's
not fighting it, surrendering to death. And that's interesting that they end up having the experience.
yeah, so it's a knowing. They they know it at that moment. There's no other choice. They cannot escape it.
Yeah.
So they have to surrender to it.
Yeah.
So what happens is, so when we were kids, we asked some questions which may go against parents' belief, or it may hurt them, because the kids don't know really what God is. So what happens is, the parents say that this is what God is, you have to believe. And when the kid doesn't know really what God is. All the child knows, is the parents. And then immediately at that point, they say to the child that if you don't listen according to this, or if you don't listen to God's word, then God will punish you, or God, like that. That's the least. But if they can go even further, they may say that then there's a place called hell, and all that kind of stuff. So what happens to the child is, that pure spirit is that all it knows is the parents, and immediately it's receiving this information. It will cause fear to the child, because it only knew the parents, and the parents themselves are saying that the child will be punished, or will be go to hell or something. So immediately the child has no choice but to hold on, because otherwise fear is right there in that moment. So it just holds on to that belief, and then it starts from there. And all your life you have been programmed that way, and now we are stuck. We cannot see past this. So once we see all this, become aware, truth is something we have to find out within ourselves. It's not something it's not something outside that which we have to believe.
Yep. You have to discover truth for yourself. And maybe for some kids, the parent is the God ultimately in the beginning, until they get some more information.
True.
Well,
true.
Levin, I'm going to have to run. I'm trying to stay on time now. I appreciate you. I've got 2 people waiting on me. I appreciate you coming and sharing with us. Again, I'm sorry, I forgot your YouTube channel. It's a long name, but what is the name of your YouTube channel?
Blind our eyes without an open heart.
Sorry, go ahead. Blind our eyes with an open heart.
Without an open heart.
Without an open heart. And then there's 7 something?
7359. Actually, the numbers, if you don't put the numbers, it doesn't show. That's why I have to say those numbers, And I also have 7359.
Okay, why don't you write it in the chat so everybody can find you?
Sure. I want to say one more thing as well.
All
that
right.
anybody who wants to genuinely, find out and explore truth, they can, contact me, and we can explore it together. Find out for themselves, not listen to someone else, but for themselves. And I also have got a playlist, which are all the documentaries, videos, songs, which helped me in my journey. So if everybody could check it out, it will help at least anyone, one person. It will be wonderful.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Levin. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you later, brother.
See you. Take care, you guys.
You too. Bye-bye. And a big round of applause for Levin. All right, did Bettina ever show up? Did we ever find Bettina in the chat? Do we ever know that there is a Bettina? We're waiting on if there is a Bettina, and if not, if Bettina's not there, then that's kind of our new qualification to get on live with us. I mentioned Bettina earlier, so we'll wait a minute. And while I'm waiting to see if Bettina shows up, I have a guest tomorrow named Randall Carlson. And Randall Carlson is another big-time guest. I mean, there is a big controversy that he had with Joe Rogan about Tesla technology, about plasma energy. And I don't know if you know about plasma energy. I didn't know a lot about it, but you know, there's the 3 states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. But now there's supposedly the 4th state, which is plasma energy. And that's what the sun is. That's what lightning is, ball lightning. The aurora borealis is plasma energy. So that video tomorrow, we're going to be talking about the controversy on Joe Rogan with Randall Carlson. And we will be talking about plasma energy, ancient technology. This guy's good friends with and done work with Graham Hancock. So if you're into Graham Hancock, you're into ancient technology, all that kind of stuff, I think you'll like it.
Bettina is here, but here he's saying, how do I connect? How do we?
So, who is Bettina?
Maybe you can ask if he has Facebook.
Bettina, do you have a Facebook page? Maybe that would be one of our things.
Some social media, so we can see who is.
Something that we can find you. Oh, B. Bartels. He is Bettina. Is there some way we can verify you, like on Facebook or something like that? But yeah, Graham Hancock. Russell Carlson. So, he's on a Joe Rogan. His Joe Rogan, maybe the one that's controversial, has got like 19 million views or something. So if you are into that kind of stuff, I think you will like that video. And I don't know. I'm just going to move on to Tanya until we figure it out. So let's see what Tanya's up to. We'll bring in Tanya. Controversial. It's got like 19 million views or something. Tanya.
Let's see.
Hi. Hey, Tanya. How are you?
How are you? Doing well, thanks.
I'm great. Thank you. Did you have another sleep paralysis episode?
No, I have a UFO.
Oh, you saw a UFO. Awesome.
Yeah.
Before we run into that real quick, because you've had sleep paralysis, I was talking with a guest today. I think it was today's guest that you haven't seen him yet. I recorded with somebody today, and we were talking about the first stage of out-of-body experiences, just like sleep paralysis, whether you're having it or not.
Yes.
So
I used to have those at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm just going into it without having this sleep paralysis.
You don't have to have the paralysis. You've evolved past that. That's great. That's great. So you saw a UFO recently?
Yes, I did.
When?
Yes.
Yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
How did it happen?
So I went to have a massage like 6:30, 90 minutes. So it was 6:30 to 8. And then when I left, and I was driving home, I noticed the moon. It was like, big and round. I didn't know if it was a full moon or what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as I got home, I went directly to the backyard and I tried taking a picture of it. But I get frustrated because I can never take a good picture of the moon with my iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's always, it's not a good quality picture. So I started to try to also take pictures of the stars and things like that, because the sky was kind of like it was not clouded, so I can see the stars also.
Hmm.
So that wasn't working out either. So I just say, okay, forget about it. I'll just go inside to my room and look for my singing bowl.
Oh, cool. Very nice.
And I'll go outside and play my singing bowl. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
I came up to my room, got my singing bowl, went outside again, and I started playing the singing bowl. And as I started playing the singing bowl, I said, this is for my galactic um family and guides, and if you want to manifest and so that I can see you, you know, please do so. And I'm playing the ball and I'm looking up on the sky, and as I'm looking up, I started seeing what it looked like a star, because
Hmm.
it was really high, like it really high, and the luminosity was the same as a star. So I'm looking at it, but then it's moving, and it's moving fast, and I'm like, no way, no way.
Cool.
And it's moving fast across the sky, and I was like, okay, thank you, I love you, you know. I learned that from your other guest,
Yeah,
right?
John
Like,
Martin.
that he shows the video, so I was grateful also. So I continue playing the I kept my eyes on it just to make sure like where it was going, and to keep my eyes on it as long as I could. And just as it appeared, it also disappeared, right? Because all of a sudden, like, I couldn't see it anymore. So I continue playing the singing bowl, and I say, okay, can I just see you one more time just to verify, right? Like, we need verification. And I was like, can I just see you one more time? And I'm playing the singing bowl, and just as I ask, there they come again. Like, it just appeared out of the nowhere
Wow.
and in the sky, and it was moving across again, and again another direction, not the same direction as the first one. And I'm like, okay, this is like so unreal. And same thing, I tried to keep my eye on it, see where it was going, and I said thank you and I love you, and it, like that, just like that, it went away.
That's
And
amazing.
it's amazing. And then in between those two, after those two, I also saw regular airplanes, right? Because it did came through my mind, like maybe it's airplanes or
Hmm.
something like that. But the real airplanes were also flying, and they were lower, much lower in the sky, and they were blinking.
Yeah.
Like they will blink the white and red and green lights. So I was like, see, those are airplanes. What I had seen before, the other two, it was like a solid yellowish white light going across the sky really fast. Like you can tell they were like just like driving great distances in the sky, like really fast. And so I was like, okay, one more time and final time, because I was getting ready to come inside too. At this time, I was going to meet with our friends on your Discord channel, and we had a meeting set up for 9. So it was kind of like 8:30, 8:45, something like that, close to 9 p.m. So I needed to come inside the room. And I said, okay, can I just see you one more time before I have to go inside? And I'm playing the ball and I'm looking, and sure enough, Jeff. So I saw another one, again, another direction, not
Wow.
the same direction of the other two, going across the sky again, really fast.
Hmm.
And I mean, I was like, it has to be it. It has to be.
That's
Like, I
awesome.
believe, you know?
That's
Yeah.
amazing. It's kind of like you figured out what John's doing.
Yes.
It's
And The thing is that I was like, wow, I'm able to see it with my own eyes. I didn't try to take a picture of it or a video because I was trying earlier to take a picture of the moon and in the regular stars, and it was not coming up.
Mhm.
So I was like, it's not gonna come up either. Like there, it's really high in the sky. I will have to have some kind of like a special camera like your other guest has
Yeah.
to be able to capture it. So I didn't even try, but maybe next time I'll try anyways, just to see what comes up.
How long did you play your singing bowl until it
Be-
showed up? Like, how long were you sitting there playing, and how long did it take for it to show up? 5 minutes? 10 minutes?
No, like a minute.
A minute. Wow, that's
Yeah, as
amazing.
soon as I started, as soon as I started, and I'm like, okay, my galactic family and guides,
That's so
like, can
cool.
you show up for me? And it was like right there.
How long? I have a question here. How long do you think it lasted for?
Maybe 15 minutes because let's see. So the appointment ended at 8. I got home maybe like 8:15. I went outside, tried to like take pictures and stuff. Couldn't. Went upstairs, looked for my singing bowl. Maybe like about 8:30, I just started. And then it was like 8:45, 8:50, something like that, like close to 9.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I was like, okay, one more last time.
Are you?
And so 3 times before I came inside to talk to my friends from the Discord
Are you
channel, your Discord channel.
Are you going to start doing this nightly?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Well, hopefully you'll come back and report next week. I'm gonna be curious to see if they show up every night.
Yeah, and I'm gonna try to video it, with the phone, even though I don't have high hopes because it's the iPhone.
Well, you never know. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Well, that's awesome. Tanya, thank you for coming and sharing with us. It's amazing. And I look forward to seeing what you have to share with us next week.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And a big round of applause for Tanya. Well, if they come... All right, so I'm not sure where to go next. We have Bettina here, and this person's I see here. I guess there was nothing on Facebook or anything. He doesn't have a Facebook page. Just audio only?
I said that you can put glasses, but it's good.
Oh, we don't do audio only anyways. All right, well then.
I was saying if you can check with audio.
Oh, well, we'll see. We'll think about it. Next up, I should have asked who this is. Let me put back into the waiting room because we've got other people here. David James Bruce and Miles Winchester. I feel like David James Bruce was a previous guest of mine. That name sounds familiar. Miles Winchester. Are either one of those in the chat? Let me see if David James Bruce. That name is very familiar. Let me see if I put that name with myself. Yeah, David James Bruce has been my guest before. I thought so. So we'll see. Now, David, I think, has been seeing UFOs lately, too. So we'll see. We'll catch up with him and see what's going on.
Jeff.
David, how are you?
Hey, buddy. Can you see me?
Now I can. All right, yeah.
Hey,
Good
what's
to
up,
see you.
bro?
All right, I was telling everybody you've been a
I'm
guest
just good to see you.
before.
I'm just working. I saw you were live. I wanted to jump on
Are you
just
seeing
real quick and
UFOs
just give you an
tonight?
update because I love you so much.
We love you too.
Say what, brother?
Oh, we love you too. And are you seeing UFOs tonight? Are you out there with?
Every night, dog. Every night. I had a video last night that popped with my
Really?
dog. Yeah, I was at work actually, and I got a notice because my camera inside doesn't notice me when my dog's moving, only when something else goes in front of it. And I get a notice and I check it out, and it was orbs going in front of him, his eyes glowing like crazy, and then another orb. Here's multiple. You can go look at it. And that thing blew up this morning, dog. Had the most hits that I've ever had.
Wow, good for
I'm
you.
getting orbs everywhere. I can transform elements like in the sky and on video. Go check out my
Is this a
go check
YouTube
out my
or?
video on the White House. I got mad at this meth head, and like the whole sky started lighting up and like bouncing to my voice because I was so hot because he was pressing me so hard up there, and I was just trying to chill. And you can see the elements moving and it's really cool.
Is this on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's all on my YouTube, Being Before the Veil.
What's
And
what's the name of your
when I get
YouTube?
some free
What's the
time,
name of
dog,
your
and when I
YouTube?
get some equipment, I'm gonna come on and live with you, and we're gonna get some really cool. I mean, I don't know what I can get right now because I'm just working, but
All right.
mind you, there's a that red light isn't an orb. That's a tower behind me. I'm at my job site. Which, if y'all are in Raleigh, you got to check out Dancing Moon. I don't work there. I work next door at Capital Creations Pizza, which has a banging pizza, dude. I love working here because I could live off pizza. I could eat gourmet pizza all day, and I deliver it.
Yeah,
Awesome customers. Anyways, yeah, dude. So
well, he's working at.
I just wanted to jump on. I got to get back in here and wash dishes, homie. But when I get my project popping, I'm going to get on here with the equipment. We're going to grow it. We're going to find people. We're going to fucking train. We're going to find out best practices on how to release your fears, connect with source, your higher self, your spirit guides, these orbs, and get evidence of it, because I'm not the only one that can do it. We can all do it, baby.
What's the name of your channel?
Yeah,
what's the name?
Project Before the Veil. Oh, I started doing tarot too and rolling dice for answers. So if you're interested in that, go to beingbeforetheveil.com, set up a session. I do mini readings for cheap, dude. I'll give anyone on your part of our family on here, I'll do them for freaking $10, dog.
Wow.
And so I do a tarot and I roll dice and answer a question. So just go on beingbeforetheveil.com, set up a session, and we can ride that. Also, I trade for art, beats, anything you create, because I believe in following the ancient ways. So I trade for everything, homie. That car right there, I traded for that car in 6 months of insurance. I trade for everything. I trade for flour. I trade for tools. I trade for clothes. I'm going tomorrow morning to the skate park and doing a reading for a fucking badass skateboard, homie.
Wow.
So that I've been wanting for like weeks. I've been going into the skate shops and drawing over this thing. And I met this guy at the skate park, and he's going to trade me for readings. So yeah, if y'all want to make anything click, dude, hit me up, beingbeforetheveil.com. Please follow my YouTube, Being Before the Veil.
All right,
and I love y'all. I got to go in here and wash these dishes, dog. Love you, homie, always.
All right, brother. I love you too. You have a great
night.
Love
you, brother.
All right.
Deuces. Later, family.
All right, bye-bye. Oops, that was the wrong one. All right, there's David James Bruce, and we did a podcast together. So if you guys can take a look and see and check it out, I think you'll like it. And let me give him a big round of applause. I think he had an NDE. I'm pretty sure he did. Let me see. I looked him up here because I was trying to find him and what we did together, because I knew I recognized his name. And near-death experience and pre-birth memories. Yeah, that was his. We did that back in July, so it wasn't too long ago. And I just searched for him, and he has a video up there. It looks like this is from August 9th. Maybe that's his video. It says red orbs and energy in sky from solar flare August 9th. So that's pretty cool. And that was David James Bruce. All right, where are we? Okay, I think I'll try again some other day. I clicked on Zoom and opened it, but you have to let me in. I'll disconnect from now. Okay, B. Bartle as well. I have a new policy where I'm really trying to verify people on who's coming in, because people come in and troll this podcast live, and so I've got to do something to kind of try to prevent that. And Miles Winchester, I don't know if Miles Winchester, did he ever verify himself? All right. Well, okay. Well, then let's move on. Michael Suarez, the dream detective, is here. Let's see what's up with him. Let's see. Admit. And I think that was Being Before the Veil. Adam Stevens, Being Before the Veil, maybe. Or if you just probably search up David James Bruce, you'll probably see him as well. Oh, there's a Miles Winchester. He's here. All right. Well, do you have a Facebook? Michael.
Hi.
Hi,
Remember
Michael.
me?
Of course I remember you. How could we forget you?
No, I'm totally teasing, Jeff.
All right. So
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome back. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing
Right.
good. As Tanya was saying, we were having some interesting conversations. What she shared yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of a plug, even which she shared last night on the Discord. So we had a great call where she shared some of that stuff, and yeah, I've been really appreciative. Actually, I feel like I've made some good friends.
Well, I have a great audience, and there's a lot of great people there. So
yeah,
it totally
I'm
makes
really.
sense.
I mean, in the spirit, I'm thankful, like deeply, deeply thankful. And sometimes you just know when you're supposed to have met people. So. And
we checked the other day. I think it was yesterday. We were curious how many people are on Discord now. It's like over 600. So
yeah.
It's amazing. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's growing, and now we're having the chat. So
you guys are doing nightly chats.
People are always sharing info
on video or what? Are you guys on video? Or
on
what?
video, often on calls. Once in a while, we'll do videos, but mostly audio. And then even just people putting stuff in. It's just growing as a community with a familial feel where people share stuff. And that's really good in this day and age because there's a lot of loneliness. There's a lot of isolation and alienation. And the opportunity to come together and share and have other people acknowledge you. I know you.
Yeah.
Right? I know your name. Hey, how you doing today? How you feeling?
Right.
It makes difference. It's really, really, beautiful.
It does. So what do you got to share with us this week?
So I wanted to give a little bit of a quick update of where I am because, and hopefully you and I and Mara will be able to connect when it's fully ready.
Yeah,
but I am working on Dream Detective Volume 2.
Right.
So right now I have finished doing the writing part. I'm doing some images, which I have been using an AI
cool.
That's kind of doing that. That's adding some funky dream images. And I have some people reviewing the book, but and I have to work on the cover. But the large part of it is done. The name of it, by the way, which is very intriguing to me, this is Volume 2, is Love, Sex, and the Pursuit of Wholeness. And this, so there'll be a lot of interesting stuff on there because our dreams about love and sex and lust and longing and wanting to get married or wanting to get divorced or wanting to cheat, all of that produces the most fascinating and compelling dreams that you can imagine. Everything from, toxic relationships, demons, things that are giving you warnings about stuff like you might not want to do that, so that's what I've been working on. At the same time, I have been getting, and I did want to share this. This is like when I thought about it tonight, I was like, should I come on today? One of the things that was on my heart that I was going to share, because it's a little bit of a contrast from everything that's happening with the incredible amount of UFOs being seen in the sky.
Right.
Because the amount, I've been binging those type of videos lately, and I wasn't doing that before because it's not really where my focus is. But the amount of that, is just amazing, overwhelming. The question I do ask philosophically is, why stop there? If you are letting us know, then you are here, then why not go all the way in the communication?
Good point.
So that's part of it. But the part that I was focusing on is I've been getting clearer. My birthday's coming up, and I've been getting clearer on why I came here. Right, what I believe my purpose is. So as a dream detective, my purpose is to give insight into the realm of dreams and into what we would call the stage, right? The type, what's happening in our mind when we are dreaming. And then what this does is it is to unveil the spirit realm within us. Because that's what the one thing that concerns me about everybody going, look, over there, over there, over there. Because I understand God's name to be I am, which means a name of consciousness. And I know that everything that I've experienced when I was like having this vision where I was asking where Jesus was, I walked into a mirror. That's what was given there for me. Right. So everything that has been taught to me spiritually is that inside of every human being, there is the spirit of God to be discovered, to be unfolded, the same way a caterpillar becomes a butterfly. I am doing partly that work of contributing to that process of letting people know that their minds are sacred. Your minds are sacred and powerful. We know this already. But this is also shown through dreams, visions, and of course interpretation, which confirms for people that what's going on in their mind. We talked about this last night on the Discord. A guy came on and he was like, oh, I don't think dreams mean anything. And me being there, of course, how is that going to turn out? So, and it was a great conversation, because all I did was what I always do. I don't have to prove anything. I just show you what's already there. Anyway, with that being said, I'll invite you or anybody who has any questions. People usually have a few questions, so if we have time.
All right. All right. Well, have you looked into Eckankar? Because I believe those people are a group that is really interested in dreams, dream journals, and interpreting dreams. So I was just curious.
What's their name again?
Eckankar. It's been around a long time. It's, I guess, a spiritual organization. Some people call it Ek. And I think I've had a couple people from Eckankar on before. We talked about the name for God, Hu, and chanting Hu. And so I was just curious, have you looked into any of these other religious or spiritual organizations that are really into interpreting dreams? It would probably be fascinating especially for you, to see how other people interpret dreams.
Yeah. Well, one thing I'll say, that's a really interesting question and a fascinating topic. I often explain to people that there's a particular model that I have that's very clear for me and for you. It's a model of emotional correspondence. That is to say, we have a feeling or emotion inside of us that produces the dream. The dream will correspond symbolically to the emotions. I'll use the same example where you're confused about direction. That will correspond to you being in a maze in the dream, right? You feel urgent, something's urgent in your life, in real life. In the dream, you'll have to go to the bathroom. There's a direct correspondence. Some people, when they and I have been studying hard, I'm telling you, I'm aiming. I'm good at this. I'm aiming to add to my knowledge, to study the astral realm, study how people talk about these things, and then explain how I do it and how some other people do it. Because sometimes when people give dreams, people will immediately be like, oh, well, that's like from another life, or that's the future. I never assume that. Unless there's evidence, such as it was incredibly lucid, I don't ever assume that. I assume because I've done 500, I don't know, maybe close to 1,000 people, and the majority is always something's going on emotionally. That's very deep, and it gets expressed. Right. So I am definitely looking into that and trying to get a better understanding of how other people do interpretations, right? But again, the good thing, what I appreciate is, like you've told me, Jeff, you've told me several of your dreams, and I don't think you actually know that. In telling me that, of course, you're telling me who you actually are. You're telling me what's in your heart, right? Like a simple one that's not very personal is one that comes up all the time is when people are in school right? Like people, I dreamt I was back at school. That is when you are on a path energetically of trying to accomplish something. Again, assuming you are trying to graduate, right? Because that's one of the common ones. People failing certain tests, etc. But it always represents what's going on inside of us.
Right. Well, there was one person that wanted to request a dream analysis, and I don't know what happened to her. And I'm not sure if she's still there. I guess it's a her. What was the name? It was Small Town something. Small Town Casual. I guess it's a her. They're saying it's her because it looks like a female in the picture. They're very small on my end. But we'll see if she wants to have her dream interpreted. I don't know.
Yeah.
Swallowing animal? What does swallowing an animal whole mean in a dream? Does that mean anything, that symbol?
I mean, part of it. So, I mean, part of, yeah, that's super deep. Like, that's not the type of thing that you would ignore. So, swallowing something is like you're devouring something. So, the animal has to represent some sort of energy. So, it kind of would depend what kind of animal it is. But minimally, what we have there is consuming at a very deep level, right? So there's this consumption act. You're consuming, or perhaps if it's harsher, it would be devouring, right? Mm-hmm. And depending on what the animal is, you can think of that you can go a few different ways in that. But the essential energy there, like it's the type of energy you might associate anytime that you would have to take something in. So people would take something in
like a small goat, like swallowing a small goat.
So I would have to look up the goat part, because that is very specific, or I'd have to think through it a little bit. But swallowing a goat is taking something into yourself that is wild, or that is a producer of other things. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a great sense of it, but the parts we can see, because again, we would have to look up goat, and like nothing's coming to me. And with this stuff, I'll look it up. It's like one time we had one with bees, and then it didn't occur to me like, oh, of course it's a hive, etc. But every animal it does have a specific meaning. But but if the person takes it in, you would see this in your life as you consuming something. So, for example, putting up with something, doing a job that you don't, maybe if you don't want to do it, etc. Anything that you quote unquote have to swallow, except in this case, it's being represented by a beast. So you would be swallowing something beastly, something animalistic.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's with that one, it's not the symbology that's the greater mystery. It's looking at it exactly where you're doing that in your life, because there's somewhere where that's happening. That
makes sense. All right, Michael. Well, listen, brother, I got to run. I've got 2 people waiting on me. I'm trying to keep more on time. So if you want to know more about dreams, go to his YouTube channel, Dream Detective. Catch him on the Discord. If you're on, I'm assuming you're on the Discord as the Dream Detective as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. All right, Michael. Thanks for coming, brother.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye. And no, Miles Winchester is here. I think he was there. The other one's left. Yeah. All right. So let's bring Miles on. And see what's up with that, or see what's up with Miles today. All right, we see him. We just don't hear him yet. Where's my... I have my thing that says waiting for audio to sync. Waiting for audio to sync. There's nothing for you. If you can hear me, well, I don't think he can hear me. Just he has to wait a moment. I haven't used this in a while. I wonder if Penny's here tonight. Our own Penny that designed our cup also designed this for us too. So sometimes it takes a minute for the audio to sync up. You wouldn't think that it would take so long. You would think that the audio would sync up faster than the video, but sometimes or a lot of times when we have problems, it's because the video syncs first. All right, so while we're waiting for his audio again, I want to let you know that another, like I said, a big guest I have tomorrow. Randall Carlson, who's been on the Joe Rogan many times to talk about ancient technologies. We talked about a controversy that he had from being on his show. We talked about plasma energy, among other things. So if you're into stuff like that, ancient technologies, plasma energy, the catastrophism or catastrophic world events, we talked about that as well. And so if you're into that kind of stuff, I think you'll really enjoy this podcast. All right, so we're waiting on Miles. Oh, Miles, are you there?
Yeah, I think it's working, Jeff.
Yeah. Sometimes it takes a few minutes. Are you in Australia?
New Zealand.
New Zealand. Okay, I was close. I was trying to place your accent, so maybe that's what was the delay on taking so long for the audio to sync up. But finally it made it. All right, cool. That's awesome. We had I think last Saturday we had somebody. Maybe it was last Saturday or 2 Saturdays ago. We had 2 people from New Zealand on. So New Zealand's a hot country for me right now. It's bringing me people. You still with me? Hello?
Yeah. Hey, it's an echo here at the moment.
Oh, it's an echo? You sound fine on my end.
Yeah. Okay, hang on a second. I'll turn this down.
Unless test.
Yes. We might be right.
You okay?
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah, we're good to go, Jeff.
Perfect. What brings you on tonight? What do you have to share with us?
Well, Jeff, I've got a few topics for you. So these could be a bit heavy, but I'll read out the topics. And
okay.
So I've still got the echo, but we'll see how we go.
Well, you sound good on my side.
All right. So I'm hearing you from about 2 minutes ago as well.
Okay, you probably still have your YouTube video on. You probably were watching me on YouTube, so maybe that's what you're hearing. You're hearing in the background is YouTube. So go find your YouTube and pause it.
You're on the money, Jeff.
Yep.
All right, done.
All right, we're good now.
Okay, so we've got some topics today.
Mm-hmm.
So for the last 10 years, I've been a medium.
Okay.
Trained and
Cool.
and of course come across plenty of unusual things. So I thought I'll list the topics and you can tell me what you want me to talk about. So part of being a medium is lifting souls off the earth plane to the light. And doing so, I came across a lot of entities, non-human entities. Also learnt about the different levels of our existence, sometimes called dimensions. But I'll kind of now call them levels of existence, and also learnt about our simulation that we live in. So I'm happy to talk about any of those.
Well, let's start with how did you get the ability to be a medium in the first place?
Okay, good question. So I was always interested in sci-fi. At the age of 4, my brother died, and he came back, and it kind of just gave me a bit of awakening when I was a kid. So over the years, joined circles, and then I went when I was living in WA, Western Australia. There was some mediumship classes going on, so I thought, oh well, this is interesting. Let's join them and see what it's all about. So in doing so, opened me up to doing clairvoyant readings, lifting souls, just remote viewing, healing the body. So all very, very interesting stuff. But of course, once you're in that sort of realm, it opens you up to a lot more entities and other stuff that's going on. So,
you've ran across non-human entities, right?
yes, correct.
Can you tell us about those entities? Like, what were
Yep.
they doing,
So
and what were they? Or would you classify them as ETs or something else?
I think these are not ETs. I think they're around us. So I've got a list here, but there's 4 main ones that I could see with the naked eye, and then another 6 I saw during meditation. So
You're seeing them.
and of
You
course,
said that you're seeing them with your naked eye as well.
yes, yeah.
What do they look like?
All right. So the first one's the Hat Man, which of course I never believed in.
Mm-hmm.
But the Hat Man walked past me, just basically materialized, walked past, and disappeared. And of course, I almost think it was there to scare me, but now I know I would just run it. It's like actually try to interact with it. But at that stage, it was kind of a bit unknown to me. So it was shorter than me, probably about 5 foot tall or less, but solid black. So I could not see through it.
Right, the Hat Man. What else did you see?
All right. So this is like a black mist, or what I get what it's called is dark mist. So it's like a black mist that moves around. I don't believe it's a person, but I think it's like some sort of entity which comes into our realm. It's associated with negative entities, but I don't believe it's bad. I just think that it's more scary than anything.
Okay. Well, okay, so you've seen these.
Yes.
And you've seen other ones, and then you also mentioned the Matrix. What can you tell me about our simulation?
Okay, as far as I've seen 4 parts of the simulation. So the part obviously what we see with our eyes, and then there's a control room for each person who lives on the earth that gets printed out from like a 3D printer when we're born. So that control room has 3 robots in there, and they store all the data from our lives. So it's kind of like a storage history. So it's not here, but these rooms, every living person has a separate room with these robots, and they just manipulate the data and record everything. So as we see things through our eyes and also by our mind, that goes back to this control room, and basically that just adds to the simulation.
How did you see this?
Also,
sorry to interrupt you, but how did you see this control room?
Yep. So I basically leave the body. I go up 10 stairs, and that gives me a whole heap of things I can access, like going back in time, going forward. But from there, I go up another 10 stairs, and there's like a big rock outcrop sort of thing, and kind of accidental, I suppose. But I ended up there, and then thought, well, this is interesting. Every person has a room.
Yeah.
So I managed to find my room and got in there, and I just collapsed out of body, collapsed on the floor, crying. Yeah, once I realized this is where it's starting. This is us.
Wow. That's amazing. You're the first I've talked to quite a few people about the simulation and about near-death, many people about, near-death experiences, and many people wind up in a room that's like a waiting room, but you're describing a control room, like full of computers?
Control room. Yes, computer. Run by AI, from what I gather, because there are also some security there, which are basically like resemble a RoboCop or something like that with the police helmet.
Do you feel like now, are we being forced to return over and over again?
Yes.
Yes,
Of,
you were hesitant. You
yep.
didn't seem happy to admit that.
Well, I had to think it. I do. Look, I do think, Jeff, there are ways to exit. So if you're not aware, I think we're all coming back. So yeah.
Do you think you're coming
not,
back again next time, or you're going to be able to exit?
I'm trying to exit, Jeff. So that's why That's why I look at the different planes of existence, and after 15, there's the space, and after space, there's like a honeycomb sort of structure where souls seem to be sucked in there. So it's a case of avoiding that and just go into space.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I think we should do a full hour together. You have a lot of interesting information. I think it'll probably blow people away with all this.
It's a lot of stuff there, Jeff. But,
yeah, there is a lot of stuff there. Have you had an NDE as well?
No, I haven't had an NDE.
Have you? But you feel like what gave you the ability to be a medium is that you, as you were a child, your younger brother died and connected with you from the other side?
Correct. He came back. Only once he came back. So I was 4, he was 6. And he came back to the house, basically moved furniture around, and then left. But there was some strange stuff going on back then. But yeah, I was a kid, so I'm not sure exactly what was going on.
What do you think about space? Is space something that's manufactured too?
Don't know. I haven't gone into space as such. Actually, yeah. So that's a big subject. I don't know. Couldn't answer that one.
Well, there was a guy. There was one of the, I think, generals of Israel made a public statement about there's a galactic federation, but one of the fascinating things that I thought he said was space is not what you think it is.
What does he mean by that?
I don't know. That's a great question. I was hoping you could tell me something.
Well, I mean, of my own personal opinion, there's lots of space, but how we navigate it as humans or entities, I'm not sure.
Do you feel like the majority of entities you see are benevolent or malevolent?
I think there's. Well, okay, we'll go back. So I came across the Grim Reaper, which to me looked like a Grim Reaper, but he was a hooded entity, and he was not nice. But the reason he came out was because I was lifting souls up from what I call a prison that he was operating from on the Earth plane, and basically I interfered with what he was doing. So of course he came out.
Interesting. I've had 2 or 3 near-death experiencers encounter the Grim Reaper, and it was all favorable. They all said he was a kind of like a good guy, a guide. But
yeah, not that I felt like this is threat. He wasn't. But he came out of the mist, and to me he didn't really look nice. I got out of there.
Right. All right.
Yep.
So you're doing a lot of astral traveling or out of body traveling. How do you do that?
So I just lie down and connect to the earth and walk up 10 stairs, and from 10 stairs I've got the option of going up the different dimensions, planes of existence. There's a crystal room on my left, which I can go back in time, forward in time by remote viewing. There's a few other things there. Obviously, further up goes to the base of the simulation, or our simulation control rooms, and there's a few other areas where we can go as well.
What would you say is the most impactful encounter you've had with an entity before? Something that's just the memory of it sticks with you and doesn't go away.
Okay, yes. Oh, yeah. So I did. So while I was doing this, and this was out of body, because as far as I know, my body didn't leave the bed. A UFO came above the house, and I floated up to the UFO, and it wasn't round, which people see as round UFOs. This was more like square, or so I went in there. Everything was white, bit like a hospital, and lying on the bed was this kind of entity, which to me was like a mantis, but it wasn't fully insectoid. It was more like human insectoid sort of entity, and felt very old. So I still don't know what the purpose of that was, but so I ended up in that room, watched them, saw them, and then went back and ended up back in my bed.
That's fascinating. That's great. Do you ever see UFOs flying around besides, that one time?
Occasionally, it's only a couple I've seen. I've seen the like the tobacco cigar type UFO, and that while I was in Melbourne, that flew over, and I asked the question, "Did anyone else see it?" No one else saw it, and it was large. It was huge.
So, all right. Well, do you have a YouTube channel?
I haven't got that far. This is a little bit early for me. So I am on YouTube, but I haven't made any videos or even talked about this sort of stuff. So,
do you have a website?
No website either. I'm just on Facebook.
Do you do medium services for people?
I can do that. It's more like a hobby. So it's not just in my spare time, but I can do readings for people.
Wow, that's amazing. Cool. What do you do for your full-time job?
I'm more on spare parts, machinery, trucks and trailers and that sort of stuff. So just gets you through the day.
Oh, cool.
Interesting. At one stage when I was lifting souls up, they told me to leave my job and work for them. But of course, that wouldn't pay the bills. So.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, unless they're going to manifest some money for you.
Yeah. So so going back to the simulation, a couple of things I didn't tell you. So I used the vision board a few times, and it does work.
Is that like a Ouija board?
No, vision board where you put everything down with the intention of it coming, to fruition. So. And they worked on like a 30-day sort of basis. That
cool.
What I was putting down was coming up.
Was it working?
Yes, it was. Yeah,
it works.
Yes, it does.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, so you were using that, and then what happened?
Got the results.
You got the results. You got what you manifested.
Yeah. So, but it is very serious. Like you have to be clear on what you want. So you can't just put anything on there. So another part of the simulation is where these controls rooms operate. It's separate. There's a separate sort of computer, computer hardware, and that's underground. But I'm not sure where it is. And these computers, they're about the size of a football field, about 3 stories high, and underground. And my theory was if we ever tried to take one out, we couldn't because they're all in sort of sync. There's a whole bunch of them all set up. So it's really serious.
Are you saying that with the vision board, we're able to manipulate the matrix for our own benefit?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
And you think you can manipulate it as far as winning the lottery or almost doing anything we want?
I think if you terms the lottery, you probably put down large sum of money or something like that, or dollar notes. I don't think lottery numbers is probably the sort of thing I'd be wanting to do. But you could put lots of money on there, or check with $1 million or something like that, and might go somewhere towards achieving that goal.
What have you manifested?
So I manifested some cars. My hobby is classic cars. So manifested my girlfriend twice because the first one I realized I didn't say enough, so she was married, so that didn't work. So I had to start again. Plus other things like the house, So
is this something that you're still doing regularly?
No, I'm having a bit of break from a lot of this stuff, Jeff, because I've had to help my family. I was living in Australia and now back in New Zealand, and just basically helping them. So I'm not really doing any of this at the moment.
I mean, you're not interested in continuing to manifest? You've got enough, or what?
Oh, yep, good question. Look, you're probably right. I guess I just got carried away with stuff, but I can go back. It's a good question.
Well, that's amazing. I'd like to know more about that.
We
need to do maybe a full podcast together, because you have a lot of information here and I have to condense it all into 15 minutes. But if you have, I think my email address is in the description. If not in this one, in any other regular video, my email address is there. So write to me and maybe we can get you in for a full one.
Yeah, look, that's fine. I can send you a few pictures as well. There's some drawings I made and a bit of a story. So happy to come on sometime in the future.
I think it'd be amazing. I think that I'd like to dig deeper into this manifesting, into the matrix, and all the entities that you've encountered. I think it would be fascinating.
Yep. Sure, no worries. So thanks for having me on the show, Jeff.
All right, thank you, Miles, for joining us all the way from New Zealand. But I appreciate you, and I wish you the best, brother. I've got to run. I've got like 4 people waiting on me.
Yep. Okay. See you later.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. That was a big round of applause for Miles. All right. Yeah. Right. All right. Mr. Cake is here, and there's a whole other bunch of people here that I don't know if they're in the chat or not. Andy Wong, John, Mike Smith, and Rick. So maybe you can verify yourself. And we'll bring in Mr. Cake and see what's going on with him. I don't know. We have 4 different people here waiting. Stephen.
We have the power.
I see orbs.
What do we want here, folks?
Now, I saw in the...
Everyone out there.
I saw in the chat everybody's wishing you happy birthday. When is your birthday?
Happy birthday.
When is your birthday?
Well, it's October 5th.
Oh,
well,
October 5th.
1 year of the great mind.
October 5th. All right, what are we on? Today is what, the 30th? So that puts you on Thursday. All right, cool. How old are you going to be? 22?
Yes, Jeff, I'm going to be 22 coming up very soon.
Yes.
Yeah, you all think I'm just, I say that when you're young at heart, it's when you feel young, you look young.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So you've got orbs. You've got youth on your side.
Yes, and I've got all these talents and abilities. I don't want to waste them.
We don't want you to either.
Yeah. So I say I sit in a room suffering. I beg God. I was trained to be a holy person, Jeff. Very holy, very... The greatest of all the greats. I could have done it, but it was too hard, folks. I couldn't do it. Because I would have to be in full submission. And I probably can't just say everything on this show.
Okay.
I would need, books and movie deals and all that.
Wow.
It's just that I say that because I wanted the truth, just like everyone else.
You found it?
Well, Jeff, we're living in a belief world.
So I would assume maybe you would agree that we live in a matrix.
That's why I joked. I said my mind's been hijacked. I say people think they're talking to their spirit guides or their deceased grandmothers or whoever, but it's the great mind, Jeff, coming through to us. They love us so much.
I could see that a mind jackers could be part of the matrix interfering with you.
Yeah, I have all these thoughts all the time. They don't let me just say whatever I want anymore. Let's see if I can use. No, they won't let me mention that movie.
What movie?
See,
I'm
they'll
trying
just
to
put
read
it
your
like,
lips. I
maybe
can't
can
figure it
sing
out.
Let me sing you a song here, Jeff. A song about the great mind, about how he gives me powers to juggle and dance. Let me tell you a story about how great it is to be alive. I don't want to die, Jeff, so I keep on living. No matter how bad things get, I'll always hang in, because why not? What have I got to lose? This should be a song for Disney or some other great company. Let's rally here, Jeff. Okay, we'll on my ball here. My ball's up in the air, up in the air. Roll up and don't care. There we go, up, upsy daisy, oopsie daisy. The great mind has given me great skills. I can move, dance, sing, everything. Everything I ever wanted to do. Oh. And of course, we'll always drop a ball here and there. Why not?
You're like a superhero.
That's what I said. I said, give me as much power as you can.
We're calling you Captain Juggler.
Captain Juggler, folks, I'm here.
The Juggler. Instead of the Joker, the Juggler.
Yeah, I said, there's all these abilities. See, I can't say whatever I want, but I'm in constant dialogue with a mind. As I say, a intelligent agent. So whatever, it's like whatever, it's like I'm in constant dialogue. Even when I have dreams, they'll talk to me about the dreams, but it's always about me and my life. That's what it always comes back to.
Right. That makes sense. I mean, they wouldn't talk to you about anybody else's life, would they?
Yes.
All right. Well.
Oh, I don't think so.
But you never know. Didn't you? Was it you that said sometimes in your dreams you're talking to you had talked to other famous people?
Yes, and I had a greater mind at one point. I said it's like we're unaware that there's this greater mind that's just out of our sight, and they can show up. That's how they show up as spirits or gods or whoever. I said, like, we have an internal thought. Like, I can think of something in my head, but then there's like an overlay on reality. And I said, that's what the greater mind was. It's like an overlay on reality. And I don't know how much that let me say here, Jeff, but I don't have the greater mind anymore. And I say sometimes they'd let me do it, and sometimes they'd be doing it, creating something. But it's like you can't shut your mind off. And they showed me that there's all these, they could make it so I couldn't have thoughts.
Okay.
They could turn it off. But I say it's like, what was our background thoughts? I said they just took that over.
Do you feel like, let me ask you this. You said you can't turn your mind off. Can you step back and you, the spiritual being, is witnessing what's going on in your mind? Being a witness to the mind jackers?
Yeah, I say it's like all these parts to reality, and they're all working together. And I said, it's like, as I said, I have a spirit with me, but it's like, I just go along with it. I'm like, that's fine by me. Cause I said, like, I didn't want to be alone. It's like the great mind knows, some people say God knows. I say, when you have a conversation with this thing that's inside it, it's in you. It knows everything you know. And they say, how do they know it? How? Because they're inside of you. It's like it's like they have access to everything you know. And they could show up as anyone, anything. That's how I kind of describe it. Plus probably more knowledge. Sometimes we get psychic knowledge, but it always seemed like they said I liked the gift more than the so I don't have those abilities anymore. Those psychic abilities.
You can't get them back?
No, and I said I'm waiting for enlightenment 2.0. I said maybe if I get into a certain position, maybe I can beg the higher powers again and be granted something. But no one's in control, because I said sometimes things just happen.
What would you want?
A greater mind, the energy to do, and this would all be to benefit others, because I said I wanted to be they won't let me say the word.
Someone's asking, what do they do if you disobey them?
Well, that's what happened, is that I ended up not being able to perform what they wanted me to do. But they didn't take away any of my physical abilities. So I'm able to learn faster, move quicker. I could do impressions very easily, and I could just take my voice over too, Jeff. That's what they can do.
Who's doing the impression, you or them?
Well, see, I said before it took effort. Like I had this whole scale of of how easy it was to do something. Is like at the top end, you were godly at it. And at the bottom, it was like deficient. Mm-hmm. And you know that saying, like, if you do things you love, it's like you're not working. And I said, like, they made it so my impressions are all like very simple. So I can go, good to see you there, soldier. Oh, well, hello there, pilgrim. How you doing? We're gonna do something very special. And I don't know. They won't let me just so when I'm out by myself, I can't just say what I want either, too. It's kind of like I don't know what they're gonna let me say.
Do you find yourself doing impressions even when you're just in your home and hanging out, that like impressions or ideas come to you?
That's what I used to.
Practicing, maybe?
That's what I used to, but it's hard. I used to practice, and now it's like hard for me to practice it. Stewie, I did that one today. Stewie. Like I just worked on it a little bit. And I said, like, it's kind of like the greater mind's kind of like messing with your vocal cords. Like they're tuning you up. Because I said they could even change my singing voice. I'm like, no, they won't let me say that. But
well, I wish it was your birthday today. That would have been so cool.
Happy birthday to you.
I was trying to point to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Did you know that someone else, the Dream Detective, shares your birthday?
Well, isn't that
Michael
wonderful?
Suarez. That's pretty cool. The two of you.
Thank you.
Making another trip around the sun.
Yeah, we both like dreams.
Alrighty. Well, Trump is back in action a lot. I mean, there's a lot of material you can get there. He's out giving speeches.
We're going to do something very large. I would like to do something very large too, but we can't do that. Yeah, I ask about the country, and they usually say people are not doing things that are good. See, they won't let me say every single word, but it's like they should do things that are benefiting each other instead of fighting each other.
Are you on?
Instead of telling.
I'm sorry to interrupt
lies.
you. Are you on Discord?
I don't think so. I'm not on anything right now.
Do you need to go to Discord, discord.com. You can do it. You've got a phone, and get a free profile. You just sign up, and then you need to come back to any one of my videos here. And in the description, you can join my Discord group. And there's like over 600 people there, and you can hang out with everybody. You can post jokes, memes. You can get on their video chats, video calls. There's a lot of friendly, loving people that would probably be so happy to have you there.
Yeah, that's why I need friendly, loving people in my life.
Well, you have 200 of us. 200 of us here. But you have.
I'm changed now. Before it's like I was more like introverted. Now I say more extroverted.
Yeah, I wouldn't think you're introverted.
Yeah, they changed. I say like.
And see, they're already someone's already chimed in and said, "Yes, Cake, we need you on Discord." So maybe that would be great for
Well,
you. And there's another one.
We'll
See, there's another person's commenting on having you on Discord too.
Well, maybe we'll get on there and maybe we'll do something there.
And so I think that would be great.
All right, Jeff, man. You know, man, I'm going to let you go, man.
Thank
Have a great
you.
night, man.
You know, I got to do what I got to do. I've got 2 people in the waiting room.
Like, bless everyone and have a great night.
All right, Stephen, we
Join
love
my
you.
new religion, the great mind. The great mind.
We love you. God bless you. And have a happy birthday, Stephen.
Thank you all.
All right. Bye-bye. Oh, he's gone. That was quick. And a big round of applause for Stephen. So we hope we can get Stephen on Discord. I think that would be great if you guys can help get him on there. All right, so we've got 2 people here, and I don't know if they've passed the test to get in. Andy Wong and Mike Smith. Mindjacker the Barbarian. No, he's saying he's going to change his name to that. So yeah, if Mike Smith and Andy Wong are here, we can try to vet you to see if you'll be on the show. Where are we at? We're at 9 o'clock, so I have 20 minutes late because 20 minutes left. I started at 7:20, so I'll finish at 9:20. I'm trying to keep on schedule. So we have just a little bit of time, and let me look while we're waiting here. I can tell you about who's coming up. Like I said, Randall Carlson is coming up. Big time guest tomorrow. I had a really fascinating conversation with this PhD psychologist, Christina Donnell, about her NDE. Tomorrow I'm going to be recording with America's Medium, Carol. I don't have her name here in my notes, but she's America's Medium. So that would be pretty cool. I have RJ Spina. I have him scheduled this week. I have a famous YouTuber, Karina Tonk Pataki. I have another, maybe channeler, Gita Rose on Friday. And I have a woman named Donna with Urantia. And I haven't had a Urantia guest in a long time, and that's a fascinating book. And I don't know if you guys know about Urantia. I did a video with Byron Bolitzos. I think that's his last name.
Say they sound suspicious, those names.
Okay, well, suspicious. S-U-S.
I was asking what is this?
Well, they haven't really showed up. I mean, no one said anything, so I'm just going to hang on them. So yeah, if you don't know about Urantia is a book that's like, I think at least 1,000 pages. And I believe it was channeled back in the 20s. Excuse me. And I think these medical doctors, they had a patient back in the 20s and they were channeling this patient. And then they started writing up all these questions. And anyways, the Urantia book is separated into 4 parts, and one of the parts is all about the life of Jesus. I see that a guy named Jonah, but I just don't want to deal with it. It's too much. If you don't trust them, unmuting them, but then they still. I mean, I could bring them on, and they could immediately say something that's not nice, and then it would mess it up. So anyways, yeah, and I think she's going to be telling us a lot of stuff about Jesus that people don't know. And it's pretty interesting. I think I was with last night's video with Barry Strom, and he basically confirmed the Urantia book that Jesus, what was said in the Urantia book, that Jesus's birthday is really in September. I can't remember what the day is. We are in September. I think it just passed. Let's look that up. Jesus's birthday, Urantia. I remember one year I saw it. Urantia book says Jesus was born on August 21st. So that was, we just passed. And that says here it was, Jesus was born at noon, August 21st, 7 BC. And that's in the Urantia book, 122.8.1. I don't know if that's what page it is. Where was that? Hey Jeff, Andy Wong. It's me. Hey Jeff, it's me, Andy. Andy Wong. Were you a guest before, Andy? I'm not sure. It sounds familiar. Do you have? Oh, okay, I'm glad you asked. Oh, and Luke is here. Yeah, we have been missing you, Luke. I think people in the chat were wondering what happened to you because usually you're like cake. You'd almost never miss. People were worried about you. I used to use Facebook about 2.5 years ago. Not anymore. Gosh. Does he have, let's see if I click on go to his YouTube channel. There's nothing, doesn't have any content. Do you have Instagram or TikTok or anything else? What is this language here?
It's not cash.
That's a good question. What did you want to share? I never miss, even if I'm not in the chat. This is the best stream. Thank you, Kimberly. So anyways, that's next week. I was telling you guys what's up for next week. Yeah, someone else already asked him. And then the following week, we have another channeler. And I've got the psychic firefighter. And that's all I have scheduled. So it's funny is I'll schedule a bunch of people and then I can kind of get lazy and chill for a little bit and not have to schedule people. And then I start seeing all these people and then I got to start scheduling again. So it kind of ebbs and flows my scheduling. So I've got to get busy and start scheduling. Andy Wong 12. I use Discord. I want to share about sleep paralysis I've had for the first time 3 days ago. So he's on Discord. Maybe we'll take a chance here. And if he knows about sleep paralysis, maybe we'll be okay. We're about to find out. About to see. And we're waiting. It's like silence with a little bit of music.
Hello?
Hello? Andy.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Let me try to do this. I just got the MacBook Air about
nice.
My birthday. Yeah,
awesome. When was your birthday?
Nigger.
Oh, it's okay. It's continuation. Somebody said he just joined Discord tonight, Tanya. Tanya said he just joined Discord tonight.
Well, we have to be, we can't break the rules anymore. We have to really vet people better because you get people with disgusting behavior coming on. And it'll be interesting if he relives this during a life review, right? And sees how this all plays out. Like, in his life review, he'll get to relive my experience of him coming on and doing this. So, people are saying it's the same guy. At least we didn't get him on camera. Anyways. I don't know what he is. Where are we? Oh, I guess no one's here anymore, right? Yes, no, Mike Smith. So we won't take a chance on Mike Smith. But
what was the name in
his name in Discord is Andy Wong.
I have to.
He joined our Discord.
Was it Andy?
Andy Wong 12 or something like that. That's okay. Boot him. Anyways. So, where are we at on time? It's 9:11. Wow. I told my wife a lot of times when I look at the clock, I either see my birthday or 9/11. And again, I looked right at the clock and I saw 9/11 right after we had this guy. So I don't know if I'm just making coincidences out of nothing or not, but there it is. It'd have been interesting if when he did that, it would have been exactly 9/11 because it was a few minutes ago. And you guys unfortunately are on a time delay. Maybe it happened at 9/11 well, no, because it's already passed for you guys as well. So it's hard to say. Oh, and it's someone there said it's there at his, and says it's 11:11 where they're at. All right. So, anyways, where are we? We're about to finish up here. October 1st is tomorrow. Yes, it is. That is very true. Oh, someone actually sent me an email. This Bettina sent me a personal email for maybe next time. So I didn't check my email there. All right, where is this? I lost my chat. Where is the chat? Okay. Well, I guess that's basically it. Eventually, I'm almost done putting my room together. So I have a little bit more left to do, but once I do, I want to make a video of our room, a tour of our studio and our room. I guess you could call it our studio, and you can see like where we spend our days at here. Because you only see this green screen here. You don't really see behind the scenes. I thought it might be an interesting video. Maybe it's like a Saturday video. I'll post a behind the scenes and you can see what it's like, what our setup's like, what we do here and what's going on. And you see, if you can see right here, I have this like green screen that comes down on a chain. I can roll it up and down, and the edge, this camera just barely misses the edge of it. It kind of, I guess it's folding in or something. It doesn't stay straight. So you catch the edge there, and you catch a little bit of the edge right there. It's because it's back pretty far. It's probably 8 to 10 feet behind me, and it's probably like 12 feet wide or something. Tag Mara Toth 2008 Hoda. I don't know what that means. You will get on Hoda. Just give time. Oh, there's a person up here. 2008 Hoda. Maybe they're talking to that person. I don't know. They're talking to somebody else. I don't know. No, I don't think it's. I think they're telling that person to tag you. Maybe that person wanted to be a guest or something. Hoda wants to come on and be a guest. Maybe that's what it is. That's why they're tagging you. Always an interesting meeting. 3:15 in London. Wow, thank you for staying up that late. Mike Smith is 2008 Hoda. Oh, that's what they're saying.
They were on hold as Mike.
Someone said, I wouldn't trust anyone else tonight, people. That's probably that's probably right.
Unless they have.
Yeah, maybe if you have like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, that's probably we gotta stay firm with that. And
Mike Smith.
If we wanna, keep this thing going, because I can't keep getting bombed every week.
He can't come on Facebook.
I don't know. I don't know. Hey, brother from somewhere. Oh, that's from England. A British flag. All right. So yeah, it's kind of been an interesting evening. People are still talking about the video that was up one time before. Yeah, that was crazy. I don't know how we can really I don't think it's possible. Well, I guess she could sit there on her own. You'd have to have a second Zoom account just for her.
Can we do that?
Maybe we'd have to get a whole nother, or we could maybe create a G chat or a Facebook, and you'd have to just see someone on Facebook.
Maybe I can do that.
But still, I mean, they could be some fake person, and then when they come to me, they just, instead of showing their face, they just show video.
I still can trick.
I think it's possible. I think it's possible. All right, guys. Well, what time is it? 9:17. It's about close enough anyways. So, again, Randall Carlson, tomorrow night, he'll be talking about the Joe Rogan controversy. He'll be talking about free energy, Tesla technology, plasma energy that people are actually working on. And they're doing it, I think they've already worked on it maybe in London. They're trying to hook it up to a power generator. They've been working on it in the Maldives, on another island. So I guess maybe the inventors don't want to have any problems with that. If it's true and it works, I think plasma energy could be the next big thing that takes humanity to the next level, because it's an alternative energy source and the byproduct is oxygen. It's like basically air. So we talked about that. We talked about ancient technologies, cataclysms, the Great Flood, the Ice Ages, things like that. So I think that you guys, I hope you will like it. And it's a long podcast. I mean, it's over 2 hours. And I usually don't do them that long, but it just kept going and going. And we probably spent a half an hour just alone on the Joe Rogan controversy from his show. So if you guys have heard about that or know about that, I think you will like it. Otherwise, thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. We